Hey, y'all mash one if y'all can hear me. Mash one if y'all can hear me. Shalom. We're the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We teach that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the 12 lost tribes of 12 lost tribes of Israel, according to the Bible. We aren't affiliated with any other Israelite groups, Muslim knots, or Christianity group. We are the home of the truth. We are 1 West. Today is a brotherhood topic. You know, I'm gonna keep it light on y'all. Keep it slight. Brotherhood. If Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians understood how how important brotherhood truly is, we'll be so much better off and so much further in life, and have so much more compassion and love for each other if we understood what brotherhood truly is. And when I say brotherhood truly is, brotherhood goes a long way. Not always just doing something good. Brotherhood's always doing something good for them. It doesn't matter what they got going on or what they're trying to do. If it's not right and you know it could put them at risk, or just is a stupid move, that's being brotherly. That's being sisterly. But what's unbrotherly, they got this whole facade in the world. And when I say in the world, outside of the Isupk, brotherhood is, I'm going to go ahead and front you a pack to make sure your pockets is straight. They think brotherhood is, we're going to go ahead and double team this woman right here. And vice versa with the sisters. Sisters really think brotherhood or sisterhood is, you know what I'm saying? Just doing stupid things. Stupid things. It's not being brotherly if you're going to sit here and make somebody else's life harder than what it is. And according to the hell in America and the hell in this world we already live and go through day by day. Brotherhood is when you really got love and compassion for your brother, and you're going to correct him, you're going to chastise him, disregard what the consequences is, disregard what the outcome may be. You will be willing to stand and look eye to eye at your brother and lose that friendship with your brother to make sure you do things right. But out here in the world, a lot of brothers won't check their brother, cuz. Right. A lot of brothers is scared to open their mouth and tell their brother or they best friend in Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, we brothers and sisters, are scared to tell them where they at fault, are scared to tell them when they shouldn't do nothing. are afraid to tell them, try it this way. You did it that way. Are afraid to tell them, do not sleep with that woman, man. Just wait it out. Wait for the next woman. Find you the right woman. Brothers think is being brotherly by taking one for the damn team, Makaz. What the hell is taking it for the team? You're gonna put your rod in 9 times out of 10 a filthy whore. You're gonna put your rod in her to take it for the team on behalf of a brother. If she's willing to do that, she's a whore, and you might catch something. That's not brotherly. That's not brotherly for him to offer you and tell you to take it for the team, and then vice versa. Be a brother, man. Stop being a coward. It really take a real man to turn down some free box, easy box. It take a real man to not sell no drugs because all his homeboys selling them. He choose not to. It take a real man to go out on a limb to want his kids disregard what that sick bitch doing. Put him on child support. It take a real man to go against the odds and stand and die for what he believe in. Right. And according to the Bible, brotherhood shows up over 100 times. Over 100 times. That's a commandment to keep brotherhood. That's what a commandment. And for all you sick bastards that be out here talking about, oh, I'm worried about myself, you are the problem. You aren't being brotherly. For you to say you're worrying about yourself, nobody won't even wants to be brotherly to you because you're so selfish and disgusting. And you will turn your back on your own nation. Talking about it ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And then what really get me a cause is these sick, weak ass men out here will sleep with a whore and then turn around and tell the man, talk to your beat.
Right.
You know she got an old man and you still gonna lay down with him. You are not being brotherly. You're a weak piece of crap. You are a boy and you're a child. And you need to learn how to be raised again as a man in the Isupk. If you can lay with that woman and know she has a husband, you are a weak man and you're not being brotherly, man. You ain't it ain't the sex appeal, it ain't all of that. You are a weak man. And 9 times out of 10, you're on the verge of being homosexual, knowing that a man's already occupying this box. How do you get aroused knowing another man's rod is in this each and every opportunity he gets?
Right.
In the words of Officer Bond, Corral, think about putting on another man's used condom. You think about that. You're not a man because you could take a woman from another man. You're a weak homosexual. And the thing about it, a lot of y'all brothers out here think y'all doing something. Sisters like homosexuals. They like them because that's their best friend. There's no, there ain't no strings attached. They could lay up. They could do whatever. Sisters like homosexuals. So when you take that woman from that man, you're a homosexual. You're no better than the next homosexual, man. Because you get aroused because another man put his rod in there. It ain't even about the woman at that point. It's about the simple fact that you know you can take this woman from that man and you're getting aroused. You're getting erection over another man. But on the flip side, like I said, that's not being brotherly, and that's damn sure not being a man. Leave that man to his woman and go get you 10. Not saying it's wise, but go get some. And we gonna pull in 1 John 4:20 because a lot of Christian pastors that speak all the time got their wife, their first lady sitting on here, but meanwhile sleeping with on Patsy and all of these other sisters in the whole congregation, knowing damn well they got husbands at home that don't want to come to work. But he say you love God. Women say they love God, but mean they selling a box. And God know my heart, and you free spirited. Come on, man. What the hell is free spirited? Free spirited. Most of the free spirited women I met were whores. Were whores. Be a sister and do what you're supposed to do. Free spirit allow you to do whatever you want to do. And whatever you want to do according to these scriptures right here is against the word of the Lord. Right. And 9 times out of 10, if you ain't following, you're not being brotherly because you're not leading by, sisterly, because you're not leading by example. You're not leading by what these scriptures is telling you to do. You want to be free spirited and live as such. You got that up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
1 John 4:20.
Mm-hmm.
If a man say, I love God.
All right. So if you saying that that's a verb, and love is a verb. So you doing it 2 times. If a man say that he love God, that's 2 times the verb for the Lord. Now go ahead.
And hateth his brother.
Now hold it. You hate your brother, man. Matter of fact, The woman that you slept with that has a husband, according to the scriptures, sex is married. The same woman you sleep with, you hate your brother and you hate her. And you hate everybody else because, again, you have to lead by example.
Right.
She think it's okay to run around on her man and then lay down with you. 9 times out of 10, if y'all both lead her, if she survive, she's going to run and do the same thing.
Right.
And you know what else going to make it bad? That same guy, he's going to say, bees ain't ish. Women ain't ish. Women ain't this. And then he going to start dogging sisters out the same way, being unbrotherly. Because if you want to be a sick, weak bastard. Because you're a coward. Because you don't have, you don't know how to use your mouthpiece and rap to a woman and actually woo her and go get a woman. You don't sacrifice your brotherhood. You don't do that. If that woman occupied, you tell her, what do you take me for? What purpose do you serve me? Get out my face. Then you ain't got to be rude, but be going. Don't you have a husband? Go talk to him. Go occupy his rod. You don't got to be nasty, but let her know, like, it's not okay. Because the more brothers that actually stand and show that it's not okay, and the more brothers that show that it's not okay for women to run around here, a lot more women gonna start realizing, like, I can't sleep with nobody but my man.
Right.
And on top of that, the more brothers out here that turn down whores, these whores gonna come to a point where, well, nobody wants me. Nobody want to be occupied with me. Right. And it's gonna force her to stop being a filthy whore. But you weak bastards that sacrifice brotherhood and don't be a man and don't be a brother, y'all sleep with these sisters, that's why they act like that.
Right. be
a brother. And the sister's not wrong, man. The sisters ain't wrong when they say, it's both sides. You know what I'm saying? Men can do this, women can't, and men can do this. Them sisters not wrong. You know why? Because how is it fair that you can sleep with a bunch of whores and she can't feel as if she could do whatever without a standard? The standard is no standard. And by men setting the standard of it being no standard, sisters gonna think there's no standard, and I can do as such too.
Right.
You see, we were just looking up the African stuff with the waist beads and Easter, and the women thinking they can have multiple wives. You know why? Because a bunch of you sick bastards want to say you Egyptians and Africans and this and that. That's why. And y'all even the nature boy, that brother, man, that sick bastard. Come on. Y'all sit here and y'all condone all it is and sit here and say women ain't this, but you gotta lead by example and being a goddamn man first. You wouldn't sell your daughter out. Matter of fact, you wouldn't have boys running in and out your house knowing they coming here for your daughter. You wouldn't want your daughter being a whore, so why you trying to make sisters out of whore? You don't sacrifice brotherhood. You don't sacrifice sisterhood. Oh, snap. Slacky, y'all. Yeah, so you don't sacrifice brotherhood, man. And if you say you love the Lord, you should be willing to do as what the Lord said and do not go against what the Lord is saying. Right. He said it for a reason. He said it for safety precaution. He said it for out of love. He said it for out of protection. He said it for a lot of things for this nation. And brotherhood is one of the main keys in commandments. Go ahead.
If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
He's a what?
A liar.
Okay, so how can you say you love God and hated your brother? You're a liar, man. You're a liar. You're a liar. The hell that we've been through, man, we put ourselves through here. And you mean to tell me you're mad at your brother because we put ourselves in this position? We already in hell, but how much more hell can we go in? Right. Why do we even give enough space to hate each other? Hate a brother, hate a sister. And we already in hell. We got too much to worry about right now, but you worry about hating a brother. We got a nation to build up. We got a lot of things to do as a nation of Israel, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian to worry about other than hating each other. But meanwhile, you're worried about saying you love the Lord, and also you wouldn't worry about loving the Lord, Salaki, but you gonna worry about hating your brother. We got too much in this nation going on right now that we got to fix and build up to worry about hating another. Hate the other nation. Put all that energy on your brother and them and hate the other nation. I'm not saying go out here and hurt these other folks. Because that let the Lord have the vengeance. But when it comes to these scriptures, we ain't got time to hate each other. What the hell? I mean, what are we going? How are we going to progress by hating each other?
Right.
Like what have we done in the last 400-500 years? And we gonna hate each other. We ain't getting nowhere, man. But you know what? Y'all like listening to y'all oppressor. Right. The oppressor say hate, just like Will Smith and doing that to Chris Rock. That form of hate right there. But yet they'll call out loving God. It's like yesterday we seen Tyler Perry and TD Jake talking about they love God, but look what the hell they doing. What tricking all them boys up there with they're not TD Tyler Scary, and then goddamn TD Jake up there sitting between another man's legs, crisscross applesauce. That's hating your brother. Go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God, whom he have not seen?
Exactly. You had them brothers, they be all in these Christian churches talking about they love God, this and that, and they doing it subliminally, hating their brothers, but meanwhile, everybody sitting here cutting up, acting like that towards their brother.
Right.
How? You ain't never seen the Lord. And you see your brother every day, you worry about how you gonna kill him, sleep with his woman, sell the next old crack rock, be a sick, diabolical bastard. But meanwhile, you ain't never seen the Lord and you got utmost praise for the Lord. You're a liar, man. The same way you feel the way about your brother, you feel the same way about them. You know why? Because they a black man that look just like us. If Christ was walking down through the mall right now and we was all there, you would not know the difference. If he was to blend in with us right now, you'll hate that man because he an austere man. He look like a real man. You would hate him. So don't, you know what I'm saying, go back to the Christian church with that. And I pray for you. Lord be with you. Go ahead.
Verse 21.
Come.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also.
If you love God, love your brother also. Your Christian pastors don't love God, man.
Right.
If your Christian pastors love God, they'll give up all their riches. They'll be out here walking the street, or they'll be willing to look like a bum, like the same people that they sit here and sell false hope to. They'll be willing to put their life on the line, give up everything, even look the European man that teach them at Yale and Harvard and all this, just to make sure they people as a nation is straight. They would do that. They would do it. Your Floyd Mayweathers, if they really love God, they would do it. Period.
Right.
Even these oppressors, if they really love the God out of this Bible, they will give it up to make sure the people that are in the Bible are safe and well off.
Right.
But they not, man. They ain't doing that, man. They sell lies to stupid, ignorant Negroes, black and brown people who don't want to read, people who are easily be wooed. Or just free-spirited, or a Muslim. All of that stuff is the same damn thing. And you want to know why it's the same thing? Because the simple fact that all these other theologies and philosophy, you worship the way you want to worship it. Meanwhile, Christianity say, come as you are. Tell me what's the difference. You got more on that?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, go to Matthew 25 and 40 if you could, Bob Rashad. Y'all gonna have to understand, brotherhood and sisterhood is the only way we're gonna get out of what we're in. And that's the first step first. Brotherhood and sisterhood. We gotta come together, cut everything off, cut every cancer off, every disease off that we're clinging on to, or that's cleaving on to us, and we have to come together. Just in simple facts. If we got Hispanics somewhere that doing vegetables, and I'm a Jew, I go over there and buy from them. If you got Native Indians over here know how to make weapons and whatever, we go over there. If you got Haitians that know how to work on cars or whatever, we go over there. And we just let all that dollar circulate. Because as of right now, in the European area, they might hate each other. But with their brotherhood and sisterhood, they got all these big CEOs and these corporations to where they could, like, for example, Amazon.
Right.
Amazon. Amazon got AT&T, T-Mobile. They got Walmart. They got each and every other little company in there transactioning through Amazon. Right. Amazon got their own truck driving stuff. Now all these big corporations come together under Amazon umbrella, and Amazon distribute everything back out. That's how the European man working, just like that, exactly like that. And then on the outside of that, before it get to Amazon, it might come from overseas, come to Amazon, and now Amazon is in America, and they spitting everything out. You got Walmart, T-Mobile, you got this, bam, 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 Nikes, whatever, Kanye's, and that's how they operate. We can do the same thing. We'll have to start small from somewhere, but only way is we're going to be able to succeed or progress is brotherhood and sisterhood. Anything else outside of that, it's not going to happen. If you hate the next brother on the same thing as that, it's not going to happen. It's not. Go ahead.
Matthew 25:40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren.
And that's the king. The king is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, Christ. Or like, Christians, the ignorant call him as, Jesus. But he said, go ahead.
Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Okay, so even when it comes to voting for your president, voting for these European presidents over our nation, when the Lord said don't vote for no other king, but that something like that, willing to set up a trap or call the law on your brother for a simple $1,000, $2,000, things like that, willing to put drugs or not even all of that, willing to sit here and tell a woman, well, I mean, if you need your rent paid, you got to do this. Something is that. If you did any of them things, any sin that go against the scripture, or any of them 613 commandments, you did any of that, you are doing that to Christ.
Right.
Like it or not. And if you think it's a gray shady area, hell, stay away from it. Get counsel and find out, are you safe? Don't lean on your own understanding and think you safe when you're not. Because that right there will get you killed too. Go ahead.
21.
Oh, Salaki, start from 40 again.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren.
Just one of the least. Again, I mean, hell, y'all pick whatever least, but I'm just going from stealing a nickel to murder. One of the least. Go ahead.
Ye have done it unto me.
You had done it unto me. Christ said you done that unto me. Same way y'all drug dealers out here selling drugs, and y'all probably watching this stream right now, smoking that blunt. Yeah, you did that to Christ. You don't got no brotherhood. You don't care about nobody. You don't even care about yourself. If you're willing to sin and go against brotherhood, all reality, you don't care about yourself. You know why? Because brotherhood saves your life. Right. It helps save your life. Because you can't go out there in the world and tell not even your cousin or your family member, I need a place to stay, without them talking about money first, or talking about whatever the situation is, to where it leans in their favor. Go to John 13:34. And that's the problem, man. Because people really feel as if brotherhood don't mean nothing, and you can do as you please and don't worry about nobody else. It's gonna be all right, but it's not gonna be all right. Because look how far we got, man. For example, that Nat Turner rebellion. Nat Turner was on the right. He was on the right path against everybody say. But you know what happened? Some dumb, simple coons like you and your Christian pastor came up against him, and it was a whole goddamn war that went on. A war between us. Same people going through the wars like in Chicago and Detroit. That's exactly what happened in Nat Turner rebellion. And his brother knew something. He knew what was wrong. He knew what was right. And you had dumb coons like yourself that sit here and talk bad about the Isupk because we just some gritty Negroes and who gonna be honest and who's really ordained to teach these scriptures.
Right.
Y'all have to understand, those people are not being brotherly. Your Tyler Perry's, Kurt Franklin are not being brotherly. None of them are being. They don't even know what brotherhood is. What they know of is greed. Greed. Damn brotherhood. They don't even want to be a brother to the European man. They'd rather just lick his behind and then go ahead and get paid.
All right.
Go ahead.
John 13 and 34. A new commandment I give unto you,
It's a new commandment. Go ahead.
that ye love one another.
2.
That ye love one another.
Whoever I choose,
That ye love one another.
love one another. Again, it's not like playing checkers, pick and choose. You gotta learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the end.
Right.
Not 1, 3, 10 and to the end. No, you don't pick. Even if you don't deal with that brother or sister, or they vibe and y'all don't vibe on the same. That don't mean you hate them. You still love them. Again, you don't have to deal with everybody. You just don't hate your people. You know what I'm saying? You can love your people and understanding your people. That don't mean you just got to be up under them, this and that. Don't hate them, man. It's simple.
Right.
A lot of people always say, "Oh, we fell out." A lot of these fallouts in the world never fall out mutual, like because somebody's growing and they got to go to Arizona or you know what I'm saying, Oklahoma, whatever, to, you know, get their business started, whatever.
Right.
It always fall out on behalf of, "Oh, I don't deal with that nigga because I heard this," or this nigga want to be lame because he and Isupk. It don't never, people don't never fall out. And if they did separate, it wouldn't be a fallout. But people never separate in this world and let it be on mutual terms. It's always got to be a beef. Always got to be a drama. Always got to be about a filthy whore or somebody who ain't looking out on the front or some weed or ain't trying to build you up or, you know what I'm saying? It's always somebody don't want to get a job. People fall out. Still, for example, people fall out now. Shorties fall out in Spartanburg and they fall out. They fall out and don't even say they fall out, and then you turn around and see a month or two later somebody being talked about, and it's like, how do you fall out without even telling somebody you fell out with them?
Right.
That's a coward. That ain't brotherly or sisterly. The scriptures say you go to him and him alone. Go ahead.
As I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
As Christ, that was Christ, right? Yeah, as Christ loved us, we should love one another. Because at the end of the day, who are we, man? Who are we? All of us, and for all y'all that's watching right now, and for all y'all that want to turn your back on the truth, who are we? We know what we did, you know what I'm saying, before we found out the truth or we were supposed to change our life. But who the hell are we for Christ to sit here and say, I'm going to die for these sorry ass niggas? I'm willing to go out here and do exactly what my father said, even though I probably don't even want to, for these sorry behind niggas. Salaki. These niggas want to smoke weed and screw whores. And I got to go out here and give my life for these filthy bastards. Come on. As Christ loved us. So, I mean, there's no excuse on behalf of why you can't forgive a brother, why you can't forgive a sister, why you can't go talk to them and figure out what's the true issue is. Christ, come on, man. He just gave his life. Don't ever say anything's too hard. Don't ever say anything too hard. Because what's hard is having to go to war and knowing what the odds going to be. What's hard is fighting through and knowing damn well you can go and sin because it's easier. That's hard. It's fighting through it. That's everything. Let's get Isaiah 9:16. Yes, that's what's hard, man. Fighting them demons. But you know what makes it a lot easier when you actually lean on brotherhood and seek wise counsel. Wise counsel from the priest and officers. Because fighting demons by yourself, you might be 1 or 2, but you ain't beating the other 8 by yourself. A lot of people out here smoke weed and they like whores, and vice versa. Sisters smoke weed and they like whore like men. Just because you could beat sleeping with men, you still got that weed addiction. You still got that loudmouth, haughty spirit. You still got that coward-like mindset and manipulative mindset. But the only people that's going to help you is people that actually been through it and understand it. Because even the people in the world that been through and understand it, they're not going to help you or help you to a certain magnitude, because now are they going to be better than me? If I help this person, now you're going to be better than me. Or they might just feel like you owe something. But in the Isupk, you don't owe us nothing. You owe the next set of people that help. You owe the Lord, and you owe the next set of people to pull them out the hell. Wake up them dry bones. And if you can't do that, you don't want to do that. You are the prime reason we go through what we go through and we don't have no brotherhood.
Right.
Talking about ops. The real ops is the oppressor. These Africans, these Caucasians, these Asian, these Japanese, all of them. And so on and so forth, the Samoan. All of them are the ops, not me. Go ahead.
Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people caused them to err.
Error means just simple error. The leaders. And again, here's your D.L. Hughes, like we was hearing earlier. That dumb Negro talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Somebody need to feel bad for her. Why should somebody feel bad for a whore that want to pop her ass all on TV and get shot in her foot? Who cares? She's living unlawful. Y'all worried about the simple fact of what happened. Think about the name she make for herself. You think if she was out here popping her behind up and down the streets and through the woods, she would have got shot in her damn foot? Do you think that? You don't think that might have been the Lord dealing with her? Or maybe she just should never been where she was or doing the things she was doing? But again, D.L. Hughley make everybody feel like they need to feel bad for him. Because that's a leader. Everybody else feel as if all you little leaders out here that think they know something, Dr. Umar and David Banner's cool, but him too, thinking they know something, they cause us to err. They always talk about what's going on in the black community, but don't never have a solution. Never. Dr. Umar on what? YouTube, he talking about something. We gonna have to kill off the next youth because nobody can save you. You remember that video? Come on, man. What kind of mess is that? You gotta kill your people. They doing it already. But yeah, you got a lot of dumb older Negro 35 and up will sit here and say, he got a point. He got a point. No, he don't have a point. No, he don't. That's just gonna be more statistics and more Negroes getting locked up. That's all it is. More fathers gonna be taken off the street, more fathers gonna be dead. Talking about we gotta take him out. He is the problem. Why he ain't say somebody need to take him out? Let me know when you got that up. There ain't no rush.
Okay.
Time.
For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
And again, they that are led are destroyed. You got, again, D.L. Hughley knows what this woman does. He knows what she does. And again, that's on the sidebar what she does. He's talking about what's going on. But not one time have he even said, well, she do talk about this. Like everybody will talk about King Von, what King Von did. And they'll always revert back to the black man saying about guns and stuff. But when is he gonna be a brother and say, well, she need to put some clothes on and change her life? Right. Like everybody else will say, Lil Durk need to change his life with the guns. Right. And in Quando and Vaughn, everybody else speak on behalf of when it come to black men gun violence, they need to change their life. But let's talk about the whores. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about Jada Pinkett going bald because she wanted to be a whore and the Lord took all her sex appeal from her. Right. Let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot in her foot because she flaunting her body the wrong way, not for her husband, and then the Lord almost took her out. Let's talk about that. Let's get away from the gun violence and what brothers doing that ain't brotherly and stop talking about the gun violence. Let's talk about the other issues. Why is it set up like this? Why? Any more on that? All right. But yes, D.L. Hughes them type people is the ones that lead people to destruction. Because sisters gonna hear and say D.L. Hughley got a good point, and they still gonna be out here popping they behind. But not one time he say anything that she's doing wrong in her life to make sisters open their eyes and say he's right, or I don't want to hear that. He talking about somebody shooting her foot. People on Facebook need to have compassion and shut the hell up. But meanwhile, what did he say that was helping other than saying feel bad for her? That happened a year and a half ago? Right. Man, come on. She walking and still making money and she ain't changed her damn life. Be a brother and correct these sisters and brothers out here. It ain't hard, man. You want somebody to do right by you, do right by somebody else and correct them when they wrong. And if they don't like it, take a L and keep it moving. You got more? Let me get Luke 6 and 31. Perfecto.
Luke 6 and 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
As you will want a man to do to you, do to them likewise. Again, who in the world wants to keep doing something wrong and not get corrected? Who wants to do something and their life almost get taken, and you know somebody could have just not helped you not go in that position.
Right.
Like, for example, I could sit here and watch this brother go watch me work on a machine, and this will be my first day at work. And I do it the way that I ain't supposed to do it. My hair down and my hair get caught in here. And then turn around, they say you gotta have your hair tied up. And I've been working with this man 6 hours, and all he had to do was say, tie my hair up.
Right.
I wanted him to help. But yet, in the same sense, the shoe's on the other foot, and he see me, he will want somebody to do that for him. It's brotherhood, man. Brotherhood and sisterhood go a very long way. Right. Very long way. Brotherhood is a weapon. Sisterhood is a weapon. And don't sleep. Because we got some dangerous sisters in here, too, when it comes to sisterhood. Believe it or not. This is not your fake Israelite camp. This ain't your Christian church. We got real tough soldier sisters, delightful sisters in here that hold their weight and they hold it down here. So don't think. Don't think twice. Just know we solid all the way around, man. What was that? That was Luke, right? All right, hit that one more time.
Luke 6 and 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Man, be tenderhearted for your brother. Love your brother, man. Love your brother. And again, when I say love your brother, I'm not saying destroy him. If it came to a point you got to defend yourself and however it goes, okay. But when I say love your brother, if it's a situation, it don't matter how mad he is, at least try to speak to him and get him calm enough to where he can get an understanding of what's going on. Because again, there's a lot of miscommunication and a lot of misinformation floating around in the black community, and one brother be pissed at the next one and be ready to just hop on him, but he don't even hear his other side of the story because through the grapevine and he say, she say. At least make an attempt to hear that brother, or make an attempt to get that brother to hear you. Because again, it ain't always what it seems. Y'all might end up being the best friend, the best of brothers, the best of buds, however, drink buddies, whatever, cooking buddies, whatever you want to call it. At least make an attempt to try to talk to that brother and see what's going on first before you just want to blow his head off or put your hands on him, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Before you preload and you want him to do something so you could cut up on him.
Right.
At least try to talk, man. It take a man to talk. Christ talked. Christ was talking. Moses went around and talked. That was the first thing, man. Right. How you expect somebody to have an understanding or know something if you don't talk? Only a coward and a soft-spoken man is not going to open his mouth. Again, a coward and a soft-spoken man will not open his mouth. He will sit there and endure whatever and accept anything. Be a damn man, right, and say it.
Right.
And not have a problem, but speak with aggression, like you mean what you say. That's everything.
Go.
Look at that Hosea 4 and 6. Yeah, good. Whenever you got it, man. Take your time. But yeah, man, a lot of us don't understand this because we got the oppressor over us. We got these sorry behind Christian pastors. We got these ain't worth a damn homeboys and we ain't worth the ish sister homegirl. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't going. They don't mean us no good. You know what I'm saying? They just looking for the next blunt smoke, the next bottle to drink off, or the next pill to pop, the next leg to split, or the next rod to ride. That's all they looking for. That's all they looking for. They don't care about no brotherhood. They don't care about anything like that. But a bunch of y'all that are living in sin, and I pray a lot of y'all that's watching it is coming out the world, and y'all know somebody. It don't matter if it's your mother, father, or whatever the case may be. It's sinning. It's your job to try to fish them in it. And if they don't want, so be it. Christ said, well, I served for 1,000 men, found one. Out of 1,000 women, he found none. Go ahead. Somebody on that? Somebody on that? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I want to hear that. Huh?
Somebody said,
love everyone. I don't know where that at. I need a little more elaboration on that. I don't know nothing about love everyone. I know everyone when it come to your nation, like your neighbors, but as far as these scriptures, I don't know who said love everyone. And for whoever said that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to name drop. Why do we need to love everyone? Why in the hell do I need to love everyone when I sat here and watched my mama and daddy and you know what I'm saying, your mom and daddy get slaughtered, raped and robbed, murdered, and they pillaged the goddamn land? Why do I need to love everybody and the person don't give a damn about us? Huh? Why do I need to love everybody and the same one that support Black Lives Matter was a lesbian or what, Caucasian?
Right.
Why do I need to love everybody? Why? Why I gotta love everybody? You got the Arabs and the Indians next door selling us cigar packets, selling us old damn food. The Caucasian shooting my brother down over a damn misdemeanor. Why I gotta love everybody? But don't nobody love me or love none of my people. You show me that. Because the same oppressor that sat here and told us love everybody, they don't give a damn about us. A damn. Loving there, you go love them. I'm not going to love them. That's what you do. I'm going to love my people. And if you still want to go over there, I got love for you, and I pray you come home. If you want to go over there and be a delusional, weak bastard of a man, then you go ahead. That's what you do. Lord allow, Lord be with you, or woman, whoever you is. Talking about love everyone. The hell? The hell? Man, come on, man. Come on. I ain't about to follow no weak man or no weak woman. Go ahead. You better come correct. When you come in here, you gonna talk like a man when you talking to us. At least talking to me. I'm not doing no sideways talking, this and that. Bring proof. Show something. Say something. Go ahead. Talking about love everybody. What the hell, cuz? Every time I get in the goddamn car and I see a cop pull out behind me, I gotta look in my mirror? That ain't love, man. Saying God love everybody, come as you are, eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
Right.
What the hell? Love everybody and the same one giving us weed and crack in our neighborhood. They don't love us. You want to fall victim, you go ahead and be a victim. When they say love, oh, God love everybody, yeah, and the homosexual thing, the same goddamn thing. That's why we lead in AIDS and HIV right now. God love everybody, why the sisters having abortions? Explain that. Why is the sisters not accepting black men in the household? Why is that when we gotta love everybody? Explain that. Why they households are okay? Explain that. Why my brother sitting on the corner and he can't get a goddamn job? And can't pass a piss test to get a job and stay out of jail. Explain that. That's what you do. Explain that. What's up?
She said, I said, love everyone in God way. She's like, I know everyone don't love me. She said, I feel what you're saying. She said, I feel you saying 100. Like what you just said.
Man, Salaki. But that's all I'm saying. Like, and I ain't mean no, but I don't know who be coming on here, man. I'm Salaki. But at the end of the day, that was a sister.
Yeah.
Or okay, and again, sis, that's at the end of the day, when it comes to this Bible right here, these were black and brown men. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Negroes, Spics, and savages that the world calls us. Ain't nobody else in here greater but us, the greatest people that ever walked this land. And in the scriptures, when it come to brotherhood and then it come to that John 3:16 breakdowns and all that, it speaks on behalf of loving your people. Don't separate from them nations. Because when you start loving them nations, you start acting like them. You start picking up their custom. Everybody think they Egyptians. All of this Egyptians and Rastafari, we believe we everything else but who we is. What's up?
Somebody named Ashton East was like, love everybody for real. He's like, don't promote hate.
Promote hate? So you mean to tell me it's hate for me to tell my brother stop smoking a damn cigarette? Is it hate for me to tell my brother don't sleep with a European woman? And look at your OJs and Tyson. We all know what happened when brothers go chase them European women. And that's hate? That's hate?
Right.
What about the Christian church? For a lot of them Christians, they KKK and Nazis. But are people going there? But y'all want to be Christian? Talking about hate? Don't promote hate? Come on, man. You delusional. And you're a weak, sick bastard if you really think that just because I'm telling my people to love my people and deal with my people is wrong. It's wrong. How is that? How is that? You see the Catholic priests and all these other people in high places supporting each other and ain't nobody saying they racist. They worry about the lower man, Donald Trump. What the hell is a Donald Trump?
Right.
What is Donald Trump? Matter of fact, pull 2 Ezra 60:54 real quick.
Yeah.
Talking about some hate. Talking about hate because I choose to deal with my brother and I love my brothers and sisters only. Man, I don't give a damn about them other nations, man. And if you want to, so be it. Go ahead. Go ahead. The same one want to be in the police force and the military and all this, fighting for a country that's against your people. You hate us. You are the problem why we can't succeed. You the reason why we don't want to work together because you want to think you got riches inside their kingdom. You are a weak, black, sick bastard in America. That's how they look at us. They look at us just like that. No, it's like they look at us just like that. And you mean to tell me you want to go fight for the people that ain't gonna help your people here? You come back here after you put a military uniform. You just another dumb nigga like me. Another nigga like me. Go ahead.
It's like this dude named Ashton East said because it's real, Allah, I don't like it.
Who can? Man, look, we ain't talking about no. We ain't about to get in the Muslim class. I'll drop that for another brother. But who gives a damn? We ain't Muslims in here, man. We are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Our God is Yahweh, Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Right.
We don't fall up under Allah. Allah is an Arab God. What the hell I give a damn about him for? What do I care about Allah for? Licking on a damn rock. Crack rock if all I know. Who the hell cares about a rock? Everybody bending over 5 times a day, praying to a damn rock. Well, you better be looking, I ain't, but I'll skip that junk into the water. What the hell Allah doing all them Arabs hanging off the airplane? Hanging off the airplane thinking Allah gonna help them. Come on, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. I ain't following no ignorance. 2 Ezra 6:54 before we get back on topic.
2 Ezra 6:54. And after these,
Uh-huh.
Adam also,
Go ahead.
who made us Lord of all thy creatures.
Adam also, who is the Lord of all the creatures. Zebras, man, whatever creature, cricket, rat, roach. Go ahead.
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all. All of us come. Of Adam, over all the creatures, of him come we all. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people. So if we come we all, and then it's saying, and the people that have been chosen. This is a group of people over here. Come we all. Then you got a chosen people over here. It's 2 sets. It's everybody over here, and it's a chosen few over here. Go ahead.
All of this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which come also of Adam,
there you go. As the other people that come is also from Adam.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They're what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
The Lord just said these people are nothing. What is nothing? Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
Be like unto spittle. Like, go ahead.
And hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So, if they like spit and it drops out of a bucket, It's like spit and it drops out of a bucket. It's just like you washing your car. You fill this little cup up, put a little bit of water in it, whatever. You shake it and a little bit of water go over there. All that water left in here, you want this. You is not worrying about that little sprinkle of water over here.
Right.
They are like nothing but spittle that drop it from a vessel. That's it.
Come.
So don't talk about no hate. That's what the Lord said. The Lord said they are nothing. They are like spit. Our Lord, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Who gives a damn about Allah? Allah could go skip a couple stones. Who cares? Go ahead. Go. We're gonna jump back, man. I ain't about to follow the rest of them. I'll tell you that Hosea.
Hosea 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. The Lord's people are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. We are destroyed from a lack of knowledge. And I got a few little points. For example, we don't understand if we work together, we can actually make something and build something like Black Wall Street. If we come together, that's all we got to do is come together. If we actually come together and mend ends and catch your understanding, like, bro, I ain't mean that, or no, that ain't never happened, or no, that woman came on to me and she never said. If we start coming together, we'll understand, but we don't, because we got lack of knowledge. Same thing as reading books. They say your people sold your people into slavery, but meanwhile you saying we sold the people into slavery. You go into scripture in Babylon 10:2. The people that everybody say sold into slavery wasn't us. It was the Africans. It was the Egyptians that sold us into slavery. That I could never get over that, cuz.
Right.
I never seen white people have white people in slavery. In murder and rape, rob, and cut their head off the way they did us.
Right.
I ain't never seen Africans go through that. But you mean to say we the same people? At least the same people understand we're the same people. We ain't gonna do them like that.
Right.
We destroy lack of knowledge because we think we're Egyptians. We think we're Libyans and Nubians and all of this other Rastafarian, all this other garbage. All this. You got something?
I don't know if you want to go into this, but Ashley said we are Africans.
Sis.
No,
First,
I'm talking about that Ashley.
oh, first off, I'm not. I see. It seemed like you're a heckler. I could get into it, but first and foremost, we're not Africans. In 70 AD, you know, I got the book here somewhere. In 70 AD, we fled from Roman persecution. We ran over to Egypt. Egypt was right next door to Jerusalem, and we went to slavery over there. We ran over there into Jerusalem because we can blend in with the Egyptians. What better people to run into to blend in with somebody, to a foreigner, than somebody who has the same skin complexion? Then we went to slavery over there in Egypt. And now going from there, you can look in Deuteronomy 27:1 all the way through 28 and 68 and show that we were the ones who came off the slave ship from Egypt all the way over into America.
Right.
You can look it all up. Hit me up in Facebook. Break it down to you however you want it. But right now, this ain't even a setting because it seemed like you're being a heckler. And I'm not going to entertain ignorance or a weak man who can be a man and just be straightforward. I'm not going to deal with a man who has a female spirit on him. Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. For example, thinking we're African when we're not. Thinking we're Egyptian when we're not. Like, you can't get one black person and say they know exactly where they from. We're not one. And when you get an African, they could tell you. And if you do know a black person, 9 times out of 10, they still don't even know where they from unless they over there still trapped over there and on the other side of the water. Go to John 15:12 if you could, Bob Kushah.
You said John. It's like you said
John 15:12 through 14. Just whenever you're ready, take your time, man.
John 15:12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Ye love one another as I have loved you. You love your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousin, even the brother who can't stop sinning. You love them as we've been loved. That's by Christ speaking, correct? That was Christ speaking, correct?
Come.
You love one another just like Christ loved us. Again, for a man to sit here and put his life down, that's a different type of love right there. Love is not just because you give a Negro some weed, man, or you a sister and you feel bad for your homeboy and you give him some ass. That's not love, man.
Right.
Love is supporting them and building them back up. Cause at the end of the day, you think you building them up and you help patch over whatever he going through because he smoked a blunt. Again, he's still a drug addict. He's still smoking and putting things in his body that shouldn't be there, and that's not brotherly. What's being a brother is if he having a hard time or something situation, you help him figure it out and you take on that problem like it's yours.
Right.
That's what brotherhood is about. Sisterhood. When it comes to that brother, you don't have to pass your behind. Women have a way, cause to where they can deal with a brother.
Right.
Like they don't even have to give up the tail. It's something about a nice, soft-spoken, touch woman that know how to deal with a man and make things okay.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like they just possess something that us guys don't have, and us men look for. Real men in the Isupk look for. Like a sister, she can say something a certain way, or move a certain way, or suggest something a certain way, and that is what we need. That right there make everything okay.
Right.
Ain't stressed no more. Been pissed off about work. Get a phone call, stressed out, and then all you hear is that one little, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, babe," da-da-da, and everything good. Everything good.
Right.
That's what's being a brother and a sister. You utilize your materials that you got, man, and don't lust behind it. Go ahead.
Ye are my friends,
Mm-hmm.
if ye do whatsoever I command you.
You are my friends if you do whatsoever. If you do that for Christ, you is his friend. If you can't be a brother or sister, man, you ain't Christ's friend, man. You're nothing. You're nothing. You just like a damn heathen if you can't show brotherhood and sisterhood. Because heathens do the same stuff to us. The same thing. You got any comment? That's it. All right. Yeah, so you the same thing as a heathen if you can't sit here and support your people, man. Go to Mark 3 and 35. Y'all gonna have to understand, man. Brotherhood is very, very critical. It's very, very important. Because I mean, even if you ain't doing your brother wrong, if you ain't showing brotherhood, at least trying to build a bond with that brother, man, we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing as we speak right now. But I mean, brotherhood will help patch things over. Right now, we in hell. Having a little bit of brotherhood will make life so much more easier. Just a little bit of brotherhood or sisterhood, it'll make things so much more easier. Hold on, don't read it yet.
It's like, you said it's like, you said.
No, 30. Mark 3 and 33.
Mark 33.
3 and 33.
I said 33. All right.
You said whenever you're ready. Yeah, some on there. Man, let me see what you talking about, man.
First, I don't want to say this.
Is it foul?
No, he just said
Man, let's see, man. Cause this might be the last comment before I go ahead and just go ahead and say the hell with him. Lord be with you.
I think this person said they knew you. He said, hey, you know we go way back, bro.
To my Ashton, yeah, that's job cool, man. I'm a grown man now, bro. I'm in the truth. Go ahead, man. Either you in it, you in it, or you ain't, man. We not going to indulge in ignorance, bro. Like, either you in here for it or you ain't. Just go ahead and step out of class or sit in the back.
He said every book in the Bible takes place in Africa.
All right, so we're going don't even acknowledge anything else he says, because it takes a coward to want to joke off and not take things serious. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead with the scripture.
Okay.
Mark 3:33. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren?
Mm-hmm.
And he looked around about.
Hold up. Now, this is Christ in the congregation now, amongst everybody. And he said, who is my mother and who is my brethren? Do mind, Christ had a mom. And everybody say Mary that conceived him without a man. That's who he talking about. Who is my mother and who is my brethren? They were standing without. Go ahead.
And he looked around about on them which sat about him.
Now Christ looking about. He looking just like this. Everybody looking at him, he looking at everybody else. Go ahead.
And said, Behold, my mother and my brethren.
So Christ sitting here, he looking about, saying, Behold, my brother and my mother and my brethren. Do mind, them is his biological people. But the reason why Christ said, this is my mother and these my brethren, because they were doing the actual work of the Lord. That's what they were doing. And he understood that. That's real brotherhood. The same people he was sitting here fighting with, not fighting against, fighting with, and they was keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That is who Christ was talking about. That's brotherhood.
Right.
He denied his family because they was living however they was living, but he already knew his actual mother, brother, sister, father, cousin, uncle, niece, aunt, whatever. They was all the same one sitting here following these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why. That's why Christ said he went about it the way he went about it, because he understood if you following and you're chasing after the Lord and you doing exactly what the Lord wants you to do, you my brother and sister. Like, we got brothers and sisters out in the world right now. They don't want to hear a damn thing. They want to smoke they blunt, talking about third eye and Moses, the burning bush. You got sisters out here talking about I'm independent, I do what I want, selling they box, and they think that somebody's supposed to give a damn about them when something happened to them, when they got an opportunity to save themselves by following the Lord. You got sick bastards that chase Allah. You got sick bastards that think they're Rastafarian Christians and XYZ. Free-spirited, what was it, spiritual, whatever the hell spiritual is. It sounds a little bit of unicorn to me.
Right.
Come on. That's not following the Lord. Because you as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you have a God. You have a Lord, Yahweh. But yet, y'all want to sit here and follow everybody else. They are not your brother and not your sister. They are not your mom. They are not your cousin. If they are not following after the Lord like you are. The same way you striving every day fighting demons and dying every day trying to fight them demons. If they not doing that, yeah, they're biological, but they are not your brother and your mother and brother when it comes to this body of Christ. And that's how the Lord look at it. Those people are those people. My people are the people that follow me. That's how it is.
Right.
And I know a lot of people gonna try to talk about division. Division's good. And there's always niggas that say, trying to cause division. Yes, it's good. You know why? It seems you hate division. It's because of the simple fact that you want to follow other guys and do what you want to do.
Right.
Meanwhile, you ain't doing what you supposed to do, so you think somebody splitting from you. No, you are splitting from everybody else, you damn Gentile. You heathen. Any more?
Come. Verse 35. For whosoever shall do the will of God.
Whoever does the will. Go ahead.
The same is my brother and my sister and my mother.
If you're doing the will of God, the same is the mother, sister, brother, all of that. All of that. If you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, just like Christ did, you are classified and you're considered his brother, sister, mother, all of that. All of that in between. But if you ain't, who are you? You will be stood without. We'll stand without, Salati. That's exactly how it is. There's nothing wrong. And yes, division is good because the Lord speaks on separation dozens of times.
Right.
Dozens. So you want to talk about separation? Whatever you think we separating from you, find out and see what has that done better for you. Because obviously they don't want to try. They don't want to be who they really supposed to be. They want to try something else. You got people that follow that free spirit and stuff. Hell, if it was such thing a free spirit, wouldn't you think you'll be rich right now?
Right.
Since you so free spirit, if you so free, why you just can't break laws out here? Why you just can't get yourself out of jail? If you free spirit, you so spiritual and this and that. Why aren't you a God? Why don't you have the power and authority to take anybody out of jail or do whatever you want to do? Come on. You're a Christian and you think you help us. Come on, man. What?
He said Christ got a question.
Man, just read it out,
He
man.
said he got a serious question.
Cause I feel like it's hecklers on him, but I'm gonna listen to the question. I'm gonna only take people that's acting serious. Go ahead and read it, cause I ain't got time for the hecklers.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, you want to read it over?
Whatever the comments is.
He said he got a serious question. He's like, how do y'all view Jesus Christ? He said, honest dialogue. He's like, I know it's not Caesar or jail, but do y'all look at Christ just as a prophet or the savior of mankind through John 14 and 16?
This brother right here. First and foremost, Christ is the savior. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's the first thing I'm gonna lean on. He's the savior than the prophet. But pulling scripture, man, y'all brothers trying to really get me all dialogue for jokes, and I'm taking you serious, Isaac. But the other goofball is whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, matter of fact, hit me up in my inbox. I think you already got mine, and we could talk about it. But go ahead.
I'm going to read it over.
That was the end of it.
Come.
Go to, that was Mark 3:35. Go to Matthew 12:48.
He said for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Hit me up now, man.
Matthew 12:48. But he answered and said unto him that told him,
Mm-hmm.
Who is my mother? And who are my brethren?
Hold on. So Christ said it again, not only in Mark, but in Matthew's too. Who is my mother? Who is my brother? The first one with no typo. He said it again. And then, come on, somebody, you know how people say, oh, I hate repeating myself, and then you could tell they get a little more aggravated every time they repeat themselves.
Right.
Christ said this 2 times. Go ahead.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother, and my sister, and my mother.
Whosoever, if you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you're doing the servile work of the Lord, and you're keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, you trying to wake up these dry bone, you ain't sinning, you trying to prevent everybody, you just doing what you supposed to do. Doing what you supposed to do as a nation of Israel. And that's whosoever. But whosoever don't have to listen, that comes the nation of Israel. So be it. But if you're doing that, you will be considered the brother, the sister, mother, and on and on. And that's even coming out of this Matthew. The first one was Mark. The second one is Matthew. So?
Right.
So going back to, matter of fact, read that one more time slow. Kind of ran through the E.
And he, but he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother? And who are my brethren?
Mm-hmm.
And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples.
So Christ stretched forth his hand to his disciples. And if any of y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying, for y'all know, the disciples, the same people that follows the Christ. Them same gangsters, 12 gangsters that y'all see on that Last Supper portrait, them Christ stretched out his hand and just pointed to all of them, all 12 of them. Go ahead.
For, behold, my mother and my brethren.
Mm-hmm.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother.
The same is the brother, sister, and the mother. If you're doing the will of the Lord. If you're doing the will of the Lord, that's what you consider. If you're not, then that's what you're not considered. You're an outcast, you're a heathen, you're a hypocrite. What's the other one I'm looking for? Gentile, that's what you are.
Right.
That's exactly what you are, nothing less. I mean, nothing more, Salaki. And the thing about it, people are gonna hate you when you start speaking the truth.
Right.
When you actually get away from Christianity and get away from this false, philosophy that Christians speak on, and just this whole mythical thing as far as they saying eating from the apple tree and burning bush, and what's some more mythical stuff they say there? Mary got pregnant without a man. What's some more? I mean, it's just so much that they say, man. See? When you know what I'm saying? When you get away from that, you start actually understanding the Bible, that it is written around Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, and the scriptures are written exactly how we speak. More people are going to hate you, man. Your mom and dad are going to separate. Your grandma ain't going to hear what you got to say because because you don't eat pork no more. Your wife going to leave you, and I guarantee that. I guarantee that one. Your husband going to leave you, and I guarantee that one too. You might lose your kids, and on and on and on. But by you sacrificing all of that for the truth and continue to tell the truth and show the truth, that is what real brotherhood and sisterhood. Because everybody say the truth will set you free. You know what I'm saying? If the truth gonna set you free, you gotta understand you gotta be free from something, and you gotta be free from other things too. Once you know who you is, you're gonna lose people. For the same people that still think they African, for the same people that you despise weed and say weed is a crackhead drug, it's for crack. Your people are gonna despise you and separate. But you being a brother, you being a sister, and you willing to sacrifice all of that pain, agony, years and years of time, that's being a brother. That's being a sister. You willing to go through hell and live in hell to do what's right, because you know that the kingdom is around the corner. You know the kingdom is at hand. And understand, what Christ was doing, people hated him because of what he was telling them. People hated Christ because of the fact that Christ was right. He was an austere man, and he was standing and doing exactly what he was supposed to do. He was speaking against people. That man had more power than anybody. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, nothing less. He did everything he was supposed to do. Go ahead. Did you get that? That was that John? Nah, you good. Take your time.
John, what are you?
15 to 18.
15, 18.
John 15 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Come on now, everybody. The same way y'all hate us in the ISUPK, trust me, Christ went through an abundance of hate. That man went through abundance of hell for us. And y'all hated him, so now when we look at it and our parents feel it and they despise us and our wives and so on and so forth, we know that we ain't the only one. My brother went through that. Christ went through that.
Right.
So by us knowing people hate and despise what we talking and speaking on, we just know that Christ was doing his job, and we're going through the same thing and doing the same thing Christ is. So how can you not say that they ain't hate Christ?
Right.
We stand on the street corners all the time, cuz,
Right.
and then tell people how it is, and you got European women saying F you racist effers, and middle fingers and all of this, and lies, and you go home Negroes, and bro, they do all of that. We risk our life, and they hate us because of the simple fact that we tell so much truth, and now they're confounded.
Right.
Christ did the same thing. He went and spoke on all waters. Like, he went and spoke on waters. That's what he did. And he was hated, and he was killed for doing what was right. And you know what makes it even better? He wasn't a coward. He died behind what he was supposed to do and what he believed in. Unlike a lot of Christians, they'll sit here and butter it up, water it up, just to survive the next day to get another check. You got something?
No,
Sure.
I mean, I did have a last question, but that shit was always put.
Who was it by?
Isaac. You already told me AD.
Yeah. So, it's good. No, you cutting up. Is it funny?
No, I was just laughing because you said.
Yeah, man, don't sweat it, man. Don't sweat it. Yeah, so you gotta understand, Christ, people despise Christ, people hated what he was doing and everything. And when you read that precept from top again,
Matthew 15 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
If the world hated us, ye know that the world hated him before it hated us. Christ was here hundreds, thousands of years ago. Come on.
Right.
And the same thing we doing the same thing. We reading out the same book he was reading out of, and y'all look at us and hate us. And you know, Kyle, that's one thing I will say. And I'm not speaking for these fake Israelite camps. Damn, they need to come back home. But one thing I will say, each and every last one of us in the ISUPK, when it comes to our actual bloodline family, we are the black sheeps.
Right.
And you know, I can't speak for the rest of them. But me personally, I love being a black sheep. I love it. I'd rather be that black sheep than a white sheep, lion sheep any day. And it's fine. It's fine. Let your Christian pastor be the white sheep, and we'll watch another Eddie Long molest somebody else's child. We'll watch another what was something gray up here. John Gray, whatever. We'll watch another John Gray buy his wife a $350,000 Lambo again. Us black sheeps don't do that. We give it back. We give it back when time Passover, food drive, clothing drive. All we do a whole bunch of drives just for the people. Record expungement prison programs. Got brothers in the penitentiary right now, raising brothers up in the penitentiary. We got all that because we know what brotherhood and sisterhood is. We're just not going to take your dollar and run off. We don't want your money. We don't. The Lord needs your money to build up this nation.
Right.
So stop thinking it's all about we want money. Ask your Christian pastor what the hell or what's going on. The church ain't never been added on to, but he got a brand new damn Mercedes. His wife got another Range Rover truck. Meanwhile, everybody else still putting in $120. Come on. Come on. You got $700 check, you put $120 in? That's well over 10%, ain't it? Shh. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Yeah, man, they cutting up, man. Let me see. Okay, let me get that Luke 14 and 26. And this right here gonna sound real sour, but it is what it is. Because you gotta understand, you might just leave your family be, leave your kids be, whatever, to do what's right by the Lord. I mean, who do you fear? You fear the Lord or you fear men? Do you fear the Lord or you fear your kids? Do you fear the Lord or your mother? In the scriptures say you fear not the man that what can't destroy the heart, but fear the man who could take the life of the soul. And paraphrasing. That's talking about the Lord. Somebody got something? All right, whatever. Go ahead, keep on.
Luke 14 and 26.
Mm-hmm.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yeah, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
He can't what?
He cannot be my disciple.
Okay, now with this precept right here, it's not physically hating your people, not physically cussing your people or wishing death or anything like that. Is these false doctrines that they believe in, like your Christmas, your Easters, you're going to your Christian churches, right. The so-called whatever they talk about, resurrection and all of these pagan anything. If it's not a holiday that's actually in the scripture, then the Lord then was that correct? Yeah, then you know what I'm saying? You can't be the disciple, man. You have to hate the things that they believe in that's worldly, and you have to hate the things that they want to do that's sinful, not them physically. Read it from the top one more time.
Okay. If any man come to me and hate not his father.
If any man comes to me and hate not his father. Not saying hate your father, because what if your father sitting here doing the same work as you or trying to do the same work? It's saying on behalf of it's Father's Day or Thanksgiving or 4th of July. Keep going.
And his mother.
His mother. It's Mother Day, Valentine Day, in whatever. You know, go ahead.
And wife.
And wife. When she want Valentine Day, she want Christmas, she want New Year's, and go ahead.
And children.
And children. They want Christmas. They want 4th of July. They want birthday. Go ahead.
And brethren.
And brother, your brother want to smoke weed. He want to go pop whores. Go ahead.
And sisters.
And your sister, man, you already know how to get on their birthday. I ain't getting into it. Go ahead.
Yeah. And his own life also.
You used to be a drug addict. You used to pop pills. You used to want to celebrate holidays and this and that. Go ahead.
He cannot be my disciple.
So if you still want to indulge in each and everything that these people doing, including yourself, and not shedding yourself for the world, and actually standing for the Lord and not being a coward, you can't be the disciple.
Right.
You can't be the disciple. If you can't put all that up and follow the Lord, you're not showing brotherhood, because, again, you're still celebrating and worshiping other gods. You still want to do worldly things. And we know what happens on 4th of July.
Right.
Brothers get shot down. We know what happens on Thanksgiving. Brothers get shot down by family members. We know what happens on Valentine's Day. Sisters get, I ain't gonna say the S word, but they get whored out. We know what happens, man. We know what happens on Halloween. Brothers get raped, sisters, brother, everything happens. Rape, rob, murder, everything across the board. Child trafficking, all of that. And if you can't put none of that down, then you can't be a disciple.
Right.
And you're not showing brotherhood, because it's wrong. Nobody wants to look up the origin of anything. Like 420. I had to bring that out for y'all. You still want to celebrate 5 weed smoking crackheads that's on the treasure hunt? Then you can't be a disciple, man. Go ahead. That's everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Good. And if you can't do that, man, then there is a issue. There is a problem. There is a big problem. Because this is all we got, man. We ain't got nothing else in the world. We ain't got nothing else in the world but us. All we got is brotherhood and sisterhood right now. And that's the strongest foundation we got. And you know what makes it even better? Because we went through hell. We know what it is to be the lowest of the lowest. And when I say the lowest of the low, I'm not saying because we don't have any. I'm saying low as in being raped, robbed, murdered, raped as a man on buck breaking, and having your kids snatched from him. We've been through all of that, and we know what pain and trial and error is. So we should be able to come together and endure just a little bit longer, suffer just a little longer to come together and build up a strong nation. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Right.
Especially if you're a weed head and you need to smoke when you first wake up, to use restroom, eat, and all. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. That's a part of fighting a demon.
Right.
That's a part of rewashing your whitewashed mind. It's supposed to be like that. It is supposed to be like that. You good? Let me get that Matthew 18:21. Yeah, it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And I mean, don't be surprised, and don't chicken out. Don't chicken out, because chickening out, once you know the truth and you chicken out and go back out there, life gets harder. You know why? Because you already been exposed. And you know the good thing about it, from us doing our job, when we expose you and stuff happen, not saying we want things to happen, is because we done our job. And now by you being exposed to it, there's nowhere you can run. You can run all you want, but the wages of sin is death. Go ahead.
So,
Goofballs.
can I say?
Go
Can I
ahead.
tell you first, and then?
Go ahead.
All right. So he said, why you calling people crackheads? Because the Lord can change anyone.
Who said that?
Actually, and then he's like, what? He said, why you judging?
First off, I'm gonna go in reverse, Ashton. Judging, I don't have the power to judge. None of us do. We got the power one. And when I say I don't have the power to judge, first, when you go up amongst a judge, say if somebody commit a crime, arson, they go committed a crime, major arson or whatever, and they go up against that judge. That judge is that person who actually lock your time in, who has control over your life. Me saying what I'm saying is not judging. That's first off. That's just me making you aware of it, and I'm telling you what it is. Judging is if I have control over your life. That's first thing. Second off, For example, you can look at 50. 50 got shot 9 times, and he still ain't dead. The person you might well say the person with the gun was the one judging him, but did the Lord take him? The Lord still left him here with his time. Come on, the Lord was with him. Now, going back to the crackhead, if you was in class, it was last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. It was sometime last week, and the things that these guys at 420 was doing. Long story short, it's 5 guys in 1971 that started this whole 420 concept, and it was in California. I think it was like Ralph something. It began with an R, California, and they made a specific time each and every day at 420. They would meet up by this wall to smoke weed. It came to a point to where, looking in that, Denver, Colorado had the biggest marijuana, event going on in the whole world, and they had free tickets.
Right.
The reason why I say crackheads is because you can look in the black hood or the black, you know what I'm saying? You go the barrio, the reservation, or in the hood, black, Hispanic, Native Indian. You can go in any of them areas and find a weed house with a bunch of weed dealers in it, or a crack house with a bunch of crackhead dealers in it. And if the cops kick that door in, it's an issue. They're considered drug addicts, thugs, crackheads, whatever the case may be. But Denver, Colorado had the biggest event, and they gave out free tickets. It's free to get high in the hood. And when black people smoke in the hood, they're considered that. Is not good. But for them to be able to get high and have free tickets to go to Denver, Colorado, what they said was it's okay to smoke in a whole group, and we legalize it, and everybody's just here to want to get high. But going back to these 5 kids in California, they was looking for a cannabis crop, abandoned cannabis crop of land, and somebody gave them a treasure map to look for it. Now again, I call it weed heads, crackheads, because crackheads, this is exactly what crackheads and meth heads do. They'll roam up and down the road in the hood trying to find out who got that rock. They'll do it left and right. Even, people nowadays, they'll sit here and call left, right, wait 4-5 hours to get high on some weed. But meanwhile, everybody support 420 after these 5 high schoolers when we're all grown men. So why in the hell am I'm following after churn? Kids who was in high school didn't know a damn thing. That's first thing. Second thing, then they were sitting here. They did a 7-day scavenger hunt for weed. That's exact. They tried 7 times to look for weed. So that drug addiction and that drug habit is so strong to where you have to actually search for it. Search. And for you to sit here and search 7 times for it and still can't find it after a treasure hunt, that's an issue. That's what a crackhead would do. Going back, the guy who actually made the Waldos, the 5 guys that was smoking, it was a European man, and he made it big on the map of 420. And it got so big to the point to where it couldn't be stopped, whether weed was legal or is not illegal. Or whether it's legal or illegal, it cannot be stopped. So you mean to tell me they boosted up marijuana so high to the utmost to where it can't be stopped for a bunch of young hippie drug addicts? And everybody know hippies do meth, Molly, they do all of that back then. Acid, weed, crack, whatever they could get high on. And the reason why I say it with weed, because people know that it's fentanyl in weed. Back in the day, you could smoke a blunt and you're like, this is some good stuff. Nowadays, it's like, damn. People put lean inside the blunts. People taking up dab rig, they taking up bong, they taking up one hitters, they taking up chillums, they taking up bowls, they taking up blunts, raw wraps. They taking all these things to get high in different ways to get high. You don't see that's a problem with trying to be you got it. You need all of this to get high. Why don't you put your mouth on somebody's exhaust? Right. Let them crank up their car and put their mouth on the exhaust. You're following 5 high schoolers that just want to smoke weed and get high, and we're grown men. On top of, now really let me dumb it all the way down. For the black community, you got so many black men right now that cannot pass a piss test to stay out of jail. But they continue to smoke weed and pay somebody $20, $50, $100 to pass. So you mean to tell me your life is worth nothing because you want to get high? You choose to get high versus getting your child, sis. You choose to get high instead of not doing 6 years, brother. That's a crackhead thing, because a crackhead will sell their daughters. They'll sell their household, their game. They'll sell their own behind to get high. So when I call somebody a weed head and crackhead and they feel some type of way, so be it. Because again, this is my last thing before I get off of this. You can find anything that's not good. You can find a pencil and say it doesn't write dark enough. You can drive a car and say it's not comfortable or the ride's not smooth enough. You can find an athlete and say he's just not that fast enough. But you never have a weed head that says anything saying weed, giving one excuse why weed isn't good. Weed is good on all platforms, but they can't find one. And you can find something bad in anything. You got people out here that been married 20 years. Somebody go and then they never change. Somebody go find something they married spouse for 20 years and be like, yo, they still ain't changed this after 20 years. But you can't find a weed head and say there's something wrong with weed. Weed is no good. Weed actually pollutes your lung and make you delayed and stupid.
Right.
Stupid. And yes, I said it. It makes you stupid. It makes you weak. And you're not qualified to be a real man because, again, like the general brought out, if you're willing to put your mouth on a blunt and smoke it, if you're willing to compromise your own health, you don't care about your family enough. If you're willing to put your mouth on that blunt and inhale like you sucking on that blunt, you will put your mouth on a man's rod. What's the difference? If you're willing to get high, and if it's that serious, you're willing to put your mouth on a man's rod, just like sister will put their mouth and lay on their back just to get an extra gram on that 3.5. The same thing. The same way y'all talk bad about men eating hot dogs, that's man eating hot dog. Think about somebody putting their mouth on a blunt, getting high, and don't know if it's fentanyl or it's heroin. That is a crackhead mindset. That's how a drug addicts think. And if anybody supports it and you're a drug addict, they're a piece of crap, man. And they're the reason why we have a downfall in this nation. A drug addict. And then you want to smoke it, you want to sell it, and they gave it to us to throw in our community to destroy us. But meanwhile, in Denver, Colorado, Kai, smoking weed's good. Everything's fine. But you go into the hood where there 5-6 brothers in there, guess what happened? All of them niggas going down. What's the difference? America choose what's good and they choose what's bad. And it's bad because America's divided at its own. Go ahead, switch the topic out.
Oh my God. You want another comment?
Same person.
Huh?
Same person.
Yeah.
Is it ignorant?
Yeah, it's always ignorance. You know? It's always ignorance.
Man, what are you talking about? I'll determine if I'm going to answer or not. Because,
I mean,
for him to answer already before I got done, you clearly not paying attention, brother. You know what I'm saying? You clearly not trying to get the concept. It seems like you just want to be heckler, be seen, or you want to be talked to. When I got a personal line, you can talk to me. Go ahead. I'm going to see what he got going on. This is, I ain't answering no more of this.
Marcus kind of battling, right?
All right, well, let y'all do handle that in the chat.
All right, we keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, man, y'all gotta understand, like, that's good. Selling your brother weed and want to get high with your brother, that's not being safe. And now that I told y'all with a crackhead in just a brief summary, I seen y'all the link. It's not brotherhood and sisterhood, man. Thinking it's okay, trying to find enjoyment out of battling your brother instead of solving something. What are we battling for? By us battling, what are we solving? Because apparently one party is not going to understand it. So if it's not on a brother or sisterhood concept, man, there's nothing to talk about. Go ahead. Matthew 18 and 21.
Matthew 18 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then came Peter to him
Mm-hmm.
and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me?
And this Peter talking to Christ right now. Go ahead.
And I forgive him
Mm-hmm.
till 7 times?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said to him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Christ said, I say unto thee, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. And then again, you know how Israel taught. We talking slang, metaphors, whatever. That don't mean multiply and that's it right there. That means just like forever. Just like you say you ain't seen a brother in a minute, or I ain't seen you in a brick, or a long time no see. You know what I'm saying? It's certain slang. So when they say, what, 70 times 7?
Right.
That just mean to the end. Because again, I ain't seen brothers since Passover last week, and I see him next week like, boy, I ain't seen you in a minute. That European person like, no, buddy, I seen you 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But we know it ain't seen you in a minute mean, bro, I ain't seen you in a while. We know what it means. So when it says 70 times 7, I mean forgive him to the end, not multiply together and tally each and every time. Because after each and every time, if you want to tally it that way, then what? Do you forgive him? Do you don't? That's still your brother. Do you be brotherly or do you don't? That's still your brother. Go ahead.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me?
How oft shall my brother sin against me? He acted like, how many times he got to do this or trespass or do me wrong or do something I don't like? Like, how often? Go ahead.
And I forgive him.
And I forgive him. How long do I got to sit here and deal with this brother stuff? Him eating up all the chips and, you know what I mean, just using all the gas and all the hot water and on. Regular brother stuff that we go through. Go ahead.
Till 7 times?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said to him, I say not unto thee, until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Not until 7 times, 70 times 7. Christ he basically asked me, he was like, keep doing what you're doing. Forget that brother. Forget that brother. Forget that brother. Forget that brother. Keep on, keep on, keep on. He ain't never say pick and choose or let this be the last time. And that's what your Christian pastors say. They always say, well, if they ain't gonna do right by you, I said, like what? Tyler Perry said that last night. He talking about something. Only way you gonna come up is if you gotta hate us. And all man, come on, bro. That ain't being brotherly, man. You forget that man till the end. Feel that like that brother a hater. Forget that brother. Forgive him. You just know how you deal with him according. Don't hate him. Don't set him up. Don't trap him. Don't kill him. Don't harm him. Don't hurt him. Don't do nothing, anything on his play of the playing field. Do not go over there and do him wrong. You forgive him and you stay on your side. All right, we're going to get this last one. Mark 12 and 31.
Mark 12 and 31.
Mark 12 and 31. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. When the scriptures say neighbor, now we're going to break it down so people act crazy. If you got a neighborhood, it's a neighborhood of 10 buildings, and the Lord say love your neighbor, and I'm just speaking hypothetically. If the neighborhood holds 10 people, and you got to forget that person right down the road in your neighborhood. They are in your neighborhood. Y'all are in the same neighborhood, whether it's called Fox Run, Candlewood, or Mason's Creek. That's the neighborhood y'all in. Now, when the scripture's saying love thy neighbor, love thy neighbor is the same person in your nation. The same nigga that look closest to like me, that's my neighbor. How can somebody be a neighbor and be closest to me and not hold nothing like me? And I'm not talking about colorism. I'm not talking about somebody that look white. I'm not talking about somebody that look Asian. I'm talking about somebody who is actually my neighbor from the same seed, the same bloodline, the same lineage. Go ahead.
There is no commandment greater than these.
Mm-hmm. That's 31.
Go.
Oh, start with the top, man.
And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love your brother in your same nation, different tribe from Judah to Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, the Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar.
Right.
Them your people. And you love every last one of them Negroes and Spicks and Savage that America calls us, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You love them the same way that you love yourself. Man. Love your neighbor. We the closest together. Ain't nobody closer to us than us. We are us. The Cubans and goddamn blacks, same. You got Haitians and Mexicans, the same. You got Guatemalans and Argentinians, the same. Cubans and Native Indian, same people. Same. Just a different name. A whitewashed name. That's everything.
There is none other commandment greater than these.
There's no other greater commandment than this. Love your nation. Love your nation. That's what you do, man. That's the best thing you do, the safest thing you do. Love your nation. And promise everything gonna be good. But with that, about to close out class. With the ISUPK security announcements, it's like we had the ISUPK start out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a brother and sister. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves on the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. This is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in Hebrew, ma'asher. 10% of every penny or increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upholy convocation. The next upholy convocation, Feast of First Fruit, starts after Sabbath, unleavened bread, sundown Saturday, April 23rd to 2022. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day, Sunday, the 25th September 2022. Leviticus 23:24-5. Reminder to Akim and Akwal to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.